Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. What's better than free lodging? Getting paid to stay. This defendant is really racking up his Payson County jail points. Not one appearance, but two. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Jay Jocelyn. All right, Mr. Jocelyn, give me a moment to get the paperwork here. All right, we're here on three different cases. Get them in order here. All right, first off is case 2024 CM12178. That is a pre-adjudication warrant. That's where you failed to appear for a pre-trial conference that we had scheduled for assault under the domestic violence statute. So we've got a pre-trial conference, new date of July 21st at 8:30 a.m. So that's one case. The second case is case number 2018 TR 3520, and that is just for failure to pay fines on a driving suspended case from 2018 and a failure to appear fine. So it's not that you failed to appear again, it's just that you failed to pay the fines. Okay, so that's the second reason. There's an $818 balance owed on that case. The third and final is case 2019 CR 12092, and that is a post-adjudication warrant for a criminal damage charge under the domestic violence statute. Post-adjudication means there was requirements mandated of you once that case was sentenced. So that is a compliance order for your domestic violence counseling, and when I reviewed the case, there was many times that we have talked about that counseling that still to date has not been completed.
Yes, sir. Can I say something about that counseling?
Sure.
About that. Okay, so when that case first happened, it was basically right before COVID. And so, yeah, I had tried to get it done. And then when we had talked, I actually went in and got all set up to do classes. But the problem was that it wasn't state certified, I guess. I found out later. So it wouldn't have counted. And so, yeah, I've had many chances, Your Honor, but then last year, while I was in the middle of paying all my fines and everything, I became homeless. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse for not getting the stuff done because it's old, but I was arrested on a bunch of charges last year that I was released on in between, and that really messed with my ability to pay my fines because I was on another payment contract with you. And so for the last year, I've been homeless. And then in the beginning of this year, my family and I was physically assaulted, and I've been in homeless shelter since February because my whole family was assaulted, and I have proof of that.
So are you still homeless, or do you have a residence?
Well, I was homeless. I had a job and I had everything going, but the other day I just lost everything when I got arrested on these warrants. I just finally, within the last year, got a job, got my family set. And as of 2 weeks ago, I had a job where we were good, and I would have been able to start making payments again and actually get back on track.
Let me ask you the question that I just asked you, and I hadn't got an answer yet. Are you still homeless, or do you have a residence?
At this moment, I'm not sure because I think I lost my job. So
Okay.
my job came with my housing.
Okay.
I had housing, but I'm not sure yet because I haven't been able to talk to my...
Right now, we don't have a residence for you. If you've got your job and you still have the residency to be able to provide that work and those conditions, let us know what your residence is so we know where to find you if you fail to obey all this.
It would be Cattle Association.
Well, yeah, I don't want to put it on there yet unless you know that it's your residence for sure, so just keep us updated. Does your phone number still end in 1997?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have an email address?
I'm not sure what it is.
Okay.
So you mentioned that I have so I get to go to court again, or the assault for last year, because I already pled not guilty, so I get to meet with the prosecutor on the 25th?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what happened, and we had the prosecutor there, and everybody was there, but not you.
Yes, sir, and again, it wasn't that I was really trying to disobey the court and run on this, but after I became homeless because we got evicted out of our place there, my family and I literally had no place to go, and so we went down to Bilas. And again, it's not an excuse as to me not showing up. I understand that, but my family was on the line, and I've had a tough year, Your Honor, and I tried not to pick up any new charges. That charge I pled not guilty on.
So you and I on this domestic violence counseling, I just want to make sure you understand, it never goes away.
Yes, sir. I do. I understand.
And you and I have spoke 3 times on the same case. And I've said that, and I said the same thing each time. And I understand you have conditions and things happen. I've got tolerances for those, but what I don't have a tolerance for is when you have all those terrible things and then you try to sell me on, I couldn't even call you and let you know. So that's what did not happen. That's where the responsibility part comes into it. So now I've got to impress upon you how important this is for the court. So then, but the way I do that is to keep you in custody until the next court date. That's what's going to happen. So here's on all 3 cases here. So let me get through it. I'm going to complete another domestic violence compliance order because again, it doesn't ever go away. If you don't appear, you don't get it, it's going to cycle back. We'll do this talk again. Okay. So whenever you get released, you have 7 days from the date of your release to sign up for the counseling order. You go to the website that's on the order. All of those are state-approved agencies to do that from. Okay.
Right.
So if you use the form that I give you, you don't have to. You can choose to use whatever counseling center you want. When you go to use this form, you go online, and it's going to give you a list of approved agencies.
Okay.
Then you have to enroll, and you have to complete that counseling. That never goes away. Okay.
Okay.
That's for that one. So I've got you a whole new order. The bond on that was set at $750. It's going to remain in place. But if you bond out or are able to do that, then whenever you bond, 7 days from that date, we need to see a compliance order, or this regenerates a new warrant for your arrest. Okay. That's
a compliance order meaning that I just signed up for classes?
You signed up for the classes, and they're going to put you on a schedule, though, so I don't want to mislead you. They're going to talk to you about it, and there's a minimum amount of domestic violence classes that you'll have to do, but they may assign more. Then they're going to talk to you about your schedule and all your conditions and all that, and assign you to at least once a week, maybe twice a week, to try to help you get it done quicker, and more if you can do it. But that'll be for you and them to discuss. But if you don't show up to those classes, they tell us that non-compliance didn't show, we start this over again, and your classes start over again.
Right. Okay.
So that's what that entails.
So can I be released on the failure to pay fines and the domestic charges, and then I just got to wait until the 25th?
Let me do them one at a time. So now we're back to the pre-adjudication warrant. This is the one where you got to meet with the prosecutor on the not guilty.
Right.
Okay, so that one's staying in place at a $500 bond. I've got you scheduled on the 21st. Okay.
Okay.
The final one is that's the failure to pay. I'm going to keep that on because the time that you're serving for all of these, if you don't bond out, then I'm going to give you some credit for the time served on this. If I release you, I can't do that. So my intentions are, if you're going to stay in custody, when you get released in the 10 days with all the promises and that court date, you'll have completed that pretrial conference. I'll give you some credit for time served on the balance that's owed.
Okay. So you're saying in 10 days I'll get released for the court date?
Well, that's when you see the prosecutor. So it'll be me and another judge on that after that pretrial conference date. That's the one we got to get you there for. Okay. That one is scheduled for the. You
said 25th.
The 21st.
Oh, 21st.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I could possibly be released after we do that.
Correct. Most likely you will, because that's quite a while to sit there. My intention, it does you no good or the system any good to sit in jail. But sometimes my hands get tied when I don't get compliance, so I have to do what I have to do.
I understand that completely.
And so I'm keeping you on all the cases so I could give you some credit for time served, because if you're not bonding anyway, then you get the credit for the fine owed. Now there might be some mandatory minimums that I can't take away, but I can take away some of the stuff for time served on the others. Does it make sense?
Okay, so does my time, since I come in on the 3rd, is my time gonna?
It starts on the 4th when you saw the judge that first time.
Okay, so I'll have time credited from the 4th until the 21st?
Correct.
Fine.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions in that?
No, does this mean I don't have a court date tomorrow with you then?
No court date tomorrow, that's what we did today.
Okay, that's what was my question. So I'm in here till the 21st, and what time is my court?
The 21st, and that's on at 8:30 a.m. Unless you bond out on all of these, and then then we'll see you otherwise.
Okay, but you're going to send me that paperwork about the 7 days to comply.
Yeah, it's the same one that you've seen before a couple of times. I've done it 2 or 3 times on the same case.
Yeah, well, you didn't give me the list of them because I went to Community Bridges that first time, And then I got signed up and I brought you the order back, and then that was the one that ended up not being state certified. That was the first time in like a year that we had done this. So
Yeah.
I didn't get
So
the first list, but that's no excuse, Judge. I just being honest with you. Just letting you know.
We get many domestic violence counseling from Community Bridges that are certified, so I don't know what you're talking about there.
That's the one with the totem poles on Main Street, right? With him,
I don't know about totem poles.
well, right down by the Green Valley Park.
Yeah, Community Bridges, the order will have the website and it'll have the facilities for you to look up. And
Okay.
I believe Community Bridges is one of them, that and
Well, that's
Southwest
what I found,
Behavioral.
because I brought you the paper back, and then it said that they were not state certified, and so
Okay.
that you guys wouldn't accept it, and so that's why I stopped. I didn't go through with those classes. I was signed up, I was on.
Well, then that
and,
same order will have other choices for you then.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right.
Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all I got.
Thank you. All right, Judge, thank you, sir.
Yeah, who do I email these to?
B. McDaniel.
B. McDaniel. Thank you, have a good one.
All right, Judge. Thank you for your patience, sir. I got them right here for you.
All right.
Morning, sir.
Hello there. You state your name for our record?
Jay Jocelyn.
All right, Mr. Joslin, we've got two cases that we're talking about, and just to keep you kind of apprised, there's a third one that you're still being held in custody on. That's going to be till the 21st. So that's important for how I explain the next proceeding. So first off, on case number 2018 TR 3520, this is the failure to pay fine for a driving suspended violation back in 2018. There's a balance owed on this of $818.05. I'm going to give you credit for some time served that you're held in custody on.
Okay.
And depending on, so I can do one of two things on this. I can release you right now and there'll still be a balance owed. It won't be a whole lot, but it'll be a little balance. Or I can put a very small bond on here, like $50. And that way, since you're being held in custody still to the 21st, you can receive that credit still for this time and work that fine down some more.
Okay, is there any way that I could be released before the 21st today on the
No.
other?
Well, if on the other case, if you post a bond, yes. I don't even have that case in front of me because we're not here on that one. So you can ask
Oh.
you can ask about that one. That's why I would keep this one very low. So let's say it's a $200 or $500. I'd only throw like $50 on here. But if I don't put a bond on it, then I can't credit you for the time in since you're staying on that one anyway. So if you plan on getting out before the 21st on that other one, then let me release you, and then that gives you the ability to do that without any more money. But if you're not, and you're just waiting out to the 21st, I'd like to leave a small bond so you get credit for your time on this case as well.
Okay, if I can't get out today on, because I filed a motion to dismiss that case
Okay.
on the 21st.
Okay, so that goes to the prosecutor. It doesn't go to the court.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep my job, and I feel like if I don't get released, I mean, I know I got court next week.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get released out of custody altogether.
All right. So let me
I keep my job, and then. But if you can't release me to the 21st.
I can't because I'm not even seeing you on that case. So that case is there. There's a bond there. I don't know what it is because I'm not.
$750, I think, is what it is, or whatever.
Okay. So.
Or $500, something like that.
Okay, so keep that in mind. So since you're in custody on that case, I'm not here to talk to you about that one.
Okay.
But if you know what so that one's already been done. We've already had this talk on that one. These are the two other ones. The other one is just getting you to comply with domestic violence counseling. We'll talk about that in a minute. But mainly this one, the driving suspended, I'm giving you some credit for already being in custody since you got arrested.
Right,
If I keep you in custody on this with a very small bond, I can give you credit for the rest of the time that you're going to serve to the 21st. If I don't, and I release you on this, I cannot do that. So
I see what you're saying.
yeah, so I want to try to give you credit. If you're not going to post that other bond, then you're going to be sitting in here until the 21st. So I want to give you credit for that time to work on this case too.
Right.
So if I don't do that, then you don't get the credit for the time served. So you'll be very close to having this one finished if you stay all the way. It might be just a little balance left. It's $50 a day. It's definitely not worth the time, but it's something. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's what it takes off is $50 a day?
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm kind of asking you, do you want me to leave a small bond on that or release you because you think that other one's within reach?
Um,
It'd be $50.
Yeah, go ahead and release me on that because I think my other one is only 500, so I think that's within reach. Because
Okay.
my bond right now is with the 3 cases is 1750, I believe.
Okay, all I have is these two. The one's a $500 bond, and the other one that I have is $750. So
So so the one that I'm being held on till the 21st is 500.
okay.
So I could probably
Okay. So I'll release you on this. That means you're going to have a reduced balance still, and then I'll write it down how much that equates to. So when you get a copy of the order, you'll know what's left. Ordered to make your monthly $25 a month payment, or we do this again.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So that's that case. The case number 2019 CR 12092. I am releasing you on on your own recognizance. It indicates that you must sign up for domestic violence counseling within 14 days of release from custody. Understanding that I'm releasing you from this one, but you're not out of custody. So that's why we're seeing what happens with that other one. Whenever you walk out of that jail cell and are a free man, that's when the 14 days start. And if you don't do that, then we order another warrant and we do this again. And this, remember, domestic violence counseling never goes away. It'll chase you forever until you finish it.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm releasing you on your own recognizance on that. I'll release you on the other one with the other one on your own recognizance, ordering you to make your monthly payments.
Which means that it'll start. That one will start too when I get out.
What I'm going to do is schedule a payment 30 days from now at the court minimum of $25. So you have to come up with a payment between now and 30 days from now, which is August, I don't know, 15th, 17th or something like that,
Okay.
to come up with a $25 payment.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions on any of that?
No. So that just leaves me on the one $500 bond, or what? So I got one.
I know that you're held on one more of our cases, so if that's what it is, I just don't have that in front of me. If that's what that is, then yes. I don't know. You don't have any in Superior Court or anything?
No.
Okay.
It's just the only thing I'm here is for us.
Okay, verify that with the detention staff, and they'll be able to tell you the exact information on it.
Okay.
All right.
You cannot release me on that.
No.
On the other one until the okay. I understand.
We already saw you on that. We've had this talk already, so that one's already put aside until the 21st. That's when we talk again.
Right. Will I be able to be released? Because that's when I think it's my pre-trial.
It is. The problem is you didn't show for the pre-trial last time. We had other people. This is the conversation we had. We had the attorney there. Everybody was there but you. So I ain't going to do that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to bond out for that one.
Correct. And if you
Okay.
bond out, you still got to come to court on that day, or we just do it again.
Now is my court, is that going to be an in-person, or if I'm in custody where I still, do I got to go back to Payson for that, or can I do it here?
That is a pretrial. They'll transport you here.
They'll transport me up to Payson?
Correct.
Now, if I was to bond out, then I got to make it to Payson on my own?
Correct.
Okay. Now if let's say if I get released, they'll take me to Payson and then bring me back down here?
No, if you get released from wherever you're at.
Oh, so if I go to Payson up there and we do our pretrial and you guys release me, I'll get released from Payson?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure it out because I got my life's back down here in Globe, so I'll have to come back down.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, so you'll be transported here and then probably held for a little while. I'm not sure exactly how detention does it, but they'll bring you to the courthouse. And we'll see you, and depending on what happens, release you, or if the prosecutor asks for you to be held, which I don't see why that would occur, but it's possible. We'll release you, and then the only thing left is sentencing, or you enter a plea agreement, or it's dismissed, one of those three. So,
right, because there was no jail time even offered. There was never even asking any jail time.
Right.
To begin with.
Yeah, I don't know if that's changed, because it can change, but if that's then that's probably still the case. But sometimes, just so you know, when there's failure to appears and all that they may ask for jail time because of that, but they also know you're sitting there and already have served some, so.
Okay.
So.
Okay, yeah, so I'll have like 10, by the time that comes along, I'll have like 17 days or something like that.
Right.
In that area.
Yeah.
Okay. And all that's going to count. Well, so no more is going to count for my fines because you released me on them, right?
On these fines, correct, yeah.
Right.
Actually, none of it, yeah, because that other case is not sentenced yet, so none of this time works on it.
But it just worked on my driving on a.
Correct.
That's what all the 10 days has gone towards?
I'm giving you the credit for that. Here, I just got to do the calculation, get it sent over to you, but it stops today because of what we talked about.
Right, okay.
All right?
That sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, yep, that's all I got. And then I just need to know who to email it to, detention staff.
Daniel, you gonna, to McDaniel.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You bet.
All right.